All right, today we are diving into one of the most famous, most terrifying true stories ever. Seriously, it's a tale about a perfect dream home that became an absolute living nightmare.
Okay, so just picture it. You find the perfect house, right? It's a steal. You move your whole family in. But then, not even a month later, just 28 days, you're fleeing in the middle of the night with literally nothing but the clothes you're wearing. You leave everything behind, your furniture, cash, your home. Well, that is exactly what happened to the Lutz family at 112 Ocean Avenue.
I mean, what on earth could be so terrifying that it would make a family do that? It's a wild story. So let's get into it, and we've got to start at the very, very beginning.
See, to really get what happened to the Lutzes, we need to rewind the clock. We've got to go back 1 year before they even stepped foot inside. Because this house, well, it was already hiding a really dark and really violent secret.
You know, for half a century, this house was the picture of a happy suburban home. But that all came to a crashing halt in 1974. See, that's when the DeFeo family was living there. And in the dead of night, the oldest son, Butch, grabbed a rifle and he went room to room, murdering his parents and his 4 younger siblings while they slept. A few days later, he just calmly walked into a police station and confessed to the whole thing.
But here's where the story takes a turn into the bizarre. Butch's reason for doing it? Absolutely shocking. He didn't just say, "I did it." No, he claimed that voices in the house, some kind of dark presence, made him do it. And that, right there, is the first chilling hint that maybe, just maybe, the evil wasn't in the man, but in the house itself.
So as you can imagine, the court didn't exactly buy the "voices made me do it" defense. Butch DeFeo was found guilty, sentenced to life in prison. And the house on Ocean Avenue, now infamous as a murder scene, it just sat there, silent, empty, for a little over a year.
And that brings us to the next chapter of this story. A year later, in December 1975, the Lutz family, that's George, Kathy, and their 3 kids, they see the house for sale, and it is an absolute bargain. Now, they knew about the murders, but they figured, you know what, we can handle it. We can fill this place with love and make it a happy home again. Boy, were they wrong.
Literally, from day one, from the moment they moved in, something was just wrong. The house itself just felt sick.
Right away, they noticed this weird bone-chilling cold that the heater couldn't touch. And there was this foul kind of sweet smell that just hung in the air, no matter what they did. Then came the little things. Doors and windows opening and closing by themselves. You know, stuff you could almost explain away, but it was all just so unsettling.
Okay, so that was just the first few days. By the end of week 1, those subtle, creepy little things, yeah, they started to get way more direct, way more personal.
Their little girl, Missy, starts talking to this new imaginary friend she calls Jody, a friend her parents definitely could not see. Then their son Daniel sees some kind of strange figure in the bathroom late one night. George, the dad, he starts getting hit with these awful, violent nightmares. And then things started moving, like objects flying across the room. At this point, you just can't deny it anymore. Something is happening.
Fast forward to day 20. The family is now basically living in a constant state of terror. This isn't just a bump in the night anymore. It's a non-stop, oppressive feeling, like the house itself is against them.
I mean, the psychological pressure must have been insane. They said it felt like the house was just crowded, jam-packed with invisible people. They were always hearing footsteps, whispers, and then it got visual. They started seeing bloodstains just appearing on the walls and then disappearing just as quickly. Can you even imagine? And then came the 28th night. That was it. That was the breaking point. Whatever happened that night, it was so terrifying, so intense, that the family just grabbed their kids and ran for their lives. No packing, no grabbing valuables. They just bolted from their dream home and never, ever went back. As you can guess, this story blew up. It became a media sensation, and it caught the attention of some very famous people in the paranormal world, Ed and Lorraine Warren. Yep, the very same Warrens from the Conjuring movies. They were called in to figure out, once and for all, was any of this actually real?
Now, you have to know, the Warrens went in totally skeptical. I mean, their first thought was, this could just be a hoax. Maybe the Lutzes were looking for a payday or their 15 minutes of fame. But after they actually investigated the house, they came to a much, much scarier conclusion. In their professional opinion, the house was home to a powerful and very real demonic presence.
So, the Warrens didn't just walk through and get a vibe. They brought in their whole team for a proper investigation. They held a seance right there in the house to try and make contact. And crucially, they set up cameras in all the rooms, just letting them run, hoping to catch something, anything, on film.
And boy, did they get something. During that one night of investigation, one of those cameras snapped a picture that has become maybe the most famous and most debated paranormal photo in history.
So this image was taken by an automatic camera just firing away all night. And look, peeking out from that doorway, you can see what looks like a little boy, with these really creepy, glowing eyes. The prevailing theory is that this is the ghost of John DeFeo, one of the kids who was murdered in that house. For Ed and Lorraine Warren, this was it. This was the smoking gun, the undeniable proof that something was truly there.
So, you'd think that after the Lutzes fled and the Warrens investigated, the story might end, right? Nope, not even close. The legend of 112 Ocean Avenue was just getting started, really cementing its place as an icon of American hauntings.
And the pattern just seemed to continue. The very next family that bought the house, they lasted a whopping 15 days before they too ran out of there, saying they were being tormented by spirits. Since then, other people have owned the house, but the current owners, they want nothing to do with the fame. They refuse every single media interview.
But here's a wild twist for you. For all its dark history, the house recently sold for almost $1.5 million. I guess even one of the most famous haunted houses in America can't escape a hot real estate market. It's kind of crazy when you think about it.
So what's the real story here? Was it all just an elaborate hoax for fame and money? Or is there something genuinely evil attached to that piece of land? The question just hangs in the air. We all know that some houses have a history. The real question is, can some of them also hold a grudge?